What is up, folks? Welcome back to GSA for this next Any% Odyssey League qualifier group stage match between TiloTech going for the 3-for-3 wins today and Hey There Cool. I'm Electric, joined in the booth by BP31, who I believe has been having a couple of mic issues, but is trying to get that sorted out at the moment. So this should be a really exciting race. TiloTech has been showing off some amazing gameplay with those 2 wins today. Let's see if he can make it a third, but Hey There Cool, a pretty formidable opponent standing still in his way. So we're getting set up now. Hey There Cool, for some reason, still on this practice screen and luncheon. So, okay. We're going to be getting started here in just a little bit. Hey There Cool, confirming in chat that he's not quite ready at the moment, but can be getting ready soon. Yep, we see him going ahead and adjusting now. Going to be on Russian, apparently. Having to refigure out the menu. Meanwhile, TiloTech sitting right and ready with the DSTA. Hey There Cool, forgetting which option was yes to switch languages.
Hello.
Hello, BP. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty nice. Really excited for this matchup. From what I hear, TiloTech on a bit of a hot streak right now.
Yeah, he won his last 2 games, and the last one was really close against Psionic, but hopefully it'll be good as well.
Yeah, he's kind of saying in chat that he's a little bit shaky in the back room, saying, I'm ready physically, not mentally, but whatever. So we'll see how exactly he performs here. I think he's going to do pretty well, though. I mean, already grabbing those 2 wins today, got to be feeling at least some confidence somewhere.
Yeah, it's always good to have a couple wins under your belt, so it should give him the confidence he needs, and if he can pull it together stress-wise, then I'm sure he can do well against Taylor.
Yep. And both of them ready now with the DSTA menus. We should have ourselves a pretty nice race. Yep, hey there, confirming he's ready in the chat. Going to be having that countdown in just a sec for y'all. And we should be off to the races in just a moment. Yep, and getting that confirmation with these guys starting up their timers and such. Oh boy, TiloTech not having the game on the proper loading screen, needs to delete a save. You're not sure what exactly Tilo was going for here.
Yeah, he forgot to have his save ready, so his daylight savings time is going to be messed up now. So I think we might have to restart the race just so it's a little bit closer when the timer starts, so we don't have to pause Hey There for like 30-ish seconds.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but I mean, when you got those nerves and of course you have that boy, let's hope Hey There is looking at Discord. Don't want a repeat of that situation. Forget which exact race that was, where one of the players just was not checking Discord at all during the race, and the other player was having an issue that caused a restart to need to happen.
We see Hey There resetting his timer and setting up DSTA again. So looks like we're just gonna reset and hopefully get the race going properly this time.
Yep, here's hoping. DSA can be kind of finicky for these races, so I think this is the first like quote unquote major issue, at least that's caused a restart that I've seen, besides someone failing DSA later on. But we now have that backup countdown in chat. We have this grand ceremonial clock that we use for the chat or for the countdown, but it only runs once per race, won't run again. So we do have to get this little backup clock out of someone's drawer in the back rooms of one of the GSA offices. But these guys are off this time.
Yeah. Tech's timer looked like it started a little bit before he actually pressed the start. So you're going to be a little bit behind out of this cutscene probably.
Yeah, this cutscene should start right on 10 seconds. So yeah, his timer's a little bit messed up, but I think it's only adding about a second or so. So nothing too major.
Yeah, getting right into it. Kind of the tutorial kingdom of this game. You get to see all the movement that we'll be witnessing throughout this entire run. Mainly rolling. So just starting off here, we'll do a spin pound. We'll buffer a spin by spinning the left stick twice and then start rolling across these hills and then do a triple jump to get up here. And there we go. Those are the basic movements of the game. You have the ground pound, which we'll be seeing mostly in spin pounds, the roll, and the triple jump. We'll be seeing those just used a whole lot throughout this run to maximize the potential of the speed that can be attained in this game. Because those are the best ways to increase it at a distance or maintain it over a long period of time. So
yeah, and the roll is both such a huge blessing and a curse for this game because while being so fast to get around, you gotta use motion controls for it. It really sucks how when you hit Y to do a roll, it doesn't actually go quite as fast as a motion control roll.
here they're getting the nice extra vector off that bottom platform.
Yeah, and probably one of the more advanced speedrun techs that you don't see too often, but especially among top runners, you'll see them used where they can, or vectors. In this game, the speed cap is calculated differently for diagonal speed as compared to just straight vertical or horizontal. And so when Mario is doing a triple jump and angles his jump in the air, he can typically make up more distance than with the standard just straight on triple jump. And that frog room is actually, interestingly, the first place that you see any vector. Because the frog primarily jumps and jumps pretty high. So it's really interesting how, despite being the very first kingdom in Cap, you do get to see pretty much everything that you'll see later on in the run, with a few exceptions of like captured items and such.
Yeah. So it looks like Hayther's a little bit ahead, but we had the little timer mistake from Tech at the very beginning. So really, they're about even coming out of Cap Kingdom, probably because Hayther did the strat in the frog room, but did not do left side, and Tyler was able to get left side, so making up a little bit of time there.
Yep. Kind of interesting to see a runner at this level not do left side, but I mean, it is a somewhat difficult trick, so I can understand just going with the consistency of right side. Both of them with this very clean first moon grab.
So here we get the first moon in this category now because 1.3, Nintendo changed a whole lot when it comes to loads in this game. So with the 1.3 update, loads became so fast that all the tricks in 1.0 were negated and even surpassed by the time saved just due to loads in 1.3. So you won't be seeing first moon skip since that was 1.0 exclusive.
Yeah, in every other version, Nintendo made it so that if you don't collect that first moon, then the Madame Brutal fight just won't activate. Unless you're willing to do some two-player minimum capture shenanigans, I don't think you're going to be able to get out there without those moons.
Yeah, even with that, you still have to collect the first moon. So never's going to see that skipped anymore unless you're watching a 1.0 run.
Yep. And it's really interesting. All Nintendo did was allow the game to overclock the CPU during loads. That's all that's happening there to make them faster.
And Tech with its interesting strategy to bop the hat off the chain chomp. homing it in right as he backflips instead of doing the usual strategy of throwing it out and then backflipping and just letting the cat bop it like that, and actually manages to save a little bit of time on Hay there in that fight.
Yeah, you don't often see players at this level save time over each other in the brutal fight, but this somewhat synced multi-moon cutscene kind of shows that Tilo with a slight advantage.
So now here we'll be seeing the runners go for this. We'll probably be seeing them go for this triple jump up to atop a cliff in Cascade. And this triple jump's a little bit hard because it's quite easy to bonk on those two small rocks. Oh, and Tech ledge grabbing by accident there.
You're gonna waste a pretty decent amount of time, put Hayther back in a pretty nice little lead.
Yeah, it looks like the lead that Hey There had, well, at least appears to have, we don't know exactly how much Tech's timer is off by, but the lead that we saw out of Cap seems to be about the same just coming out of Cascade.
Yeah, not too substantial. In Sand, we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of a difference. And I think the timer differential is only about a second. So after Sand, it probably is going to be about negligible.
Yes.
But now we're going to be seeing those timers come into play. Their movement pretty clean throughout Cap and Cascade, so they should be perfectly fine for DSDA, but we have seen a couple players have some troubles with it.
Yeah, and an interesting thing, if Hey There misses Fast Action Guide here, oh, he does not. But if he had, he could have lost the lead to Tech just like that. Just that small time save would have just not would have just made it so Tech would have regained the lead. So just it's a really close race at this point, and if we maintain it during Sand, this could be very exciting.
Oh yeah. We'll be seeing that instant spin pound and roll from Hey There, and Tilo getting right down to business. Planting that seed well before 7 minutes.
Yeah, then grabbing this bird moon because it's conveniently right there after getting that moon, and now entering the rumble room. So after they exit the rumble room, since the daylight savings time will have passed and the internal clock of the switch will move forward an hour, the seed will think it's been growing for an hour, so it'll just grow. And we can see, hey, they're getting that super quick moon, and Tech following just after.
Yeah, and it's so free. All you have to do is plant the seed before 7 minutes, pretty much. Yeah, and it's amazing how Tilo's already pulled 2 wins out of that. That's just incredible work.
Yeah. In this race, Tech will just be showing his overall consistency at this run because this is his third in a row. So if he can get a good time, a third time in a row, that will be very impressive.
Oh yeah. And hey, they're having a little bit of issues with the ground pound moon, so Tilo gonna make up a bit of the lead there.
But now both are setting up for Dram Strat. This is the Dram that was originally discovered by Dram55, but now we will be seeing them throw their cap upwards right here and then attempt to home into the bullet bill after grabbing this moon.
And hey, they're cool getting it nice. Tilo, though, missing, unfortunately. Oh, no.
Backup's looking quite good, though.
Oh, yeah. That was really, really clean. Must have definitely practiced that ice pillar movement.
Yeah, and Hey there killed his own bullet bill, so he won't Tech will not be losing as much time on this as well because he was able to save his.
No, Pack. This game I think is most akin to the Bloodborne of the Terraria series, actually.
Oh, almost getting hit by the bullet bill and having to wait for another cycle.
That would have been lucky for Tilo.
Yeah, that would have been actually a pretty big time loss for just taking damage because that bullet bill spawner would have had to give him another bullet, which takes a significant amount of time. So, good thing he did not get hit.
Yep, and then Tilo with a nice clean Jaxie skip to match Hey There Cools, but Hey They're going to be advancing right on along over to this Cactus Moon, then going to be finishing off the kingdom very, very nicely.
What's not to love about this game? You can be a cactus.
You can be a tree.
Yeah, and a rock.
I forget about the rock. You can also be a slab of meat encased in a rock.
Let's see, what else is there?
You can be a Bowser statue.
Let's take a step down from being Bowser and be a statue. But on the actual run side of things, Hey They're getting a nice clean notes, one spin throw. Hey They're not quite, Tech not quite getting it, but doesn't lose that much time with that second one, with that second cap throw.
Not at all, and Tech gonna go ahead and take that warp. And a kind of interesting little optimization. You might have noticed they didn't take a single checkpoint in this kingdom. That was to ensure that Cappy wouldn't bring up the text box of, hey, you know how checkpoints work, right, you dummy? So we're going to be seeing that text box later on when we do take a warp. But for this first warp, since we're going just back to the Odyssey, there's no reason to take a checkpoint in sand. It would actually just waste even more time.
Yeah, if you ever grab a checkpoint in a kingdom and then have to warp, it'll show you that text, and you have to warp to a checkpoint in Metro Kingdom, so you will be seeing that text later on in the run, so it won't lose any time overall, but at the time being, it will look like whoever does it is more behind.
Yeah, but if someone does lake skip, that is one little advantage of lake skip, is it involves taking the checkpoint and taking that text, but it's still faster than the alternative Lake Kingdom strat, so... you do actually save a cheeky little bit of time in Metro by not having to do the text box.
Now, Hey There moving up to the zipper, and I doubt we'll be seeing late clip from either runner, but you never know. They could, after the zipper moon that Hey There's seeing, go for late clip. Hey There will not. We'll see if Tech can. Kind of doubt it, but if so, we'll see Tech going for what Hey There is doing and getting this cheap sheet moon.
Late clip time. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, very, very nice movement. A little bit risky on that initial ground pound, kind of getting close to getting back in bounds, but very, very clean overall. Going to save some decent time over Hey There Cool in this kingdom.
Yeah, and Hey There also missing his first spin on that pillar, so a little bit more time save for Tech in there too.
And that's a little text box I was referring to, the one that just displayed on Tech's screen. So, Tech is going to be also getting just a little like 2-second or so time save in Metro because of that. And now we're going to be seeing, it looks like Tech is way behind because he's just replicating the movement that Hey There Cool just did, but he's actually just cleaning up the kingdom rather than getting some pre-Wrangler moves, so.
Yeah, Hey There has to wait for the multi-moon cutscene after this, whereas Tech just has to warp from the secret room moon. So it'll be a little bit faster for Tech to do his cutscene than Hey There. A lot faster, actually.
Oh, yeah. It's really unfortunate how slow some of these cutscenes can be and how they kind of result in the moon just being removed from the run.
Yeah. It's funny because Late Clip was actually buffed by 1.3 because you have to do 2 checkpoint warps, and those were those were made much faster by the CPU overdrive. So, very, very even more incentive to learn the route.
Why do they make Electric commentate everything? They have my family, man. Nah, I'm available. Might not be as available in the coming weeks. We'll have to see, but while I've got the time, may as well do the comms.
Tech looking to be about 6 seconds behind right now, but it's actually 4 because of that text box he saw, and also we don't know what happened with this timing. So we'll call it 4 or 5 right now. But
yeah, not a bad disadvantage at all.
Yeah, especially for missing Dram.
And going into Wooded, though, this could shake up everything. Wooded, a very difficult kingdom for the mid-game.
Starting off grabbing the rock and hitting the bunny while holding the rock.
Oh, Hey There, for some reason, not busting the rock. Oh boy, here we go. Meanwhile,
now-
Tilo getting the instant bust.
Saving the clip even. But now that leads just about 2 seconds, so even closer going up into nut clip.
Yeah, I thought that wasted so much more time from Cool's side, but he was still really close to the Rabbit Moon, so it worked out.
Mm-hmm. So now we'll see Hayter actually going for the tree route and Tech going. Oh wait, Tech not doing the tree route. So slight differentiation. Throughout in the middle of the kingdom, Tech will have to get the story moon after Nut at the dead end, but Hayter will skip that and instead get this tree moon you're seeing right now. But now Tech getting the nut clip, but now having to do the out of bounds movement, which is, in my opinion, the harder part of it. Gets the out of bounds moon, now he has to make it back up to the top.
And the last little bit of difficulty, and he's good. Nice. If you take a fall in that section, you're basically guaranteed to get deep woods.
Yeah. Either deep woods or death is very bad because you'll respawn all the way back at the shop if you die, and if you're in deep woods, it's just going to be a bad time because you have to either get backup moons or just get out as quick as you can and hope for the best.
Yeah, either way, it's huge time loss.
But both nailing it. Good to see.
Yep, Tech with what looks like a little advantage, but remember the tree moon. Hey there, Cool, making great use of the tree route though so far.
Yes. Tech will have to get the story moon. He will bop. Oh no, he's going to deep woods.
The fence instead. Oh boy, narrowly avoiding the deep woods. Okay, but he's still not getting the checkpoint. That's still really bad.
Yeah, he's going to be all the way back at shop now.
Oh man. I wonder. Okay, no, would the tree moon be an effective backup at all in this situation?
I don't know. I would think it would not be. I think it would just be better to go back and continue with the old route, but now we'll see Tech having to do some interesting backup moves, deciding to grab the uproot and go back up here and then continue with the route as originally, but now Hayter with a huge advantage.
Oh yeah, just needs to execute the rest of this kingdom clean, not with things like that. Oh, what did he? Okay. I'm surprised he landed on that.
Yeah. Bonking there, surprisingly, at least in my experience, does not result in a death, but it's super hard. It's super weird to do a wall jump off those, off the edge there. So, thankfully, he's able to get it and not fall and take a death. But now you'll see Tech having to get the story moon as well. So, even more time loss. Because after this, they'll have the same moon. They'll be synced up with moon counts, kind of, going to the tower. Tyler goes just about 3 behind. So now Hayter.
One huge mistake every run. I can see that. All right, sorry about that, folks, but we are back up and running. Not too much has happened. Hey there, Cool getting through pipes. Tilo going for it on his own.
But now Hayter hitting the globe at 1849, so we can measure how much time Tylo lost in that unfortunate death after the taking the long jump.
Tilo with the fast pipes. All right.
Looks like he'll be at about 1925-ish. Oh wait, pause to sync back up with Hayter. 23 high. So that'll be, it was 1849 to 23. That's about 34 seconds of difference now. This is still easily, Tylo can definitely make this up, but he's going to have to play very well. He's not at the point where he has to rely on Hey There making a mistake, but he will have to play very well and go for some strats that he might not necessarily be comfortable with to make up some time.
Yep. But of course, the cloud fight stands in between these players and the rest of this fabulous game. Nothing much to optimize here. Just got to get those fast caps off of Bowser, and then of course try to punch him towards the fence at an angle.
And
Hey there, though, get bopped a little bit.
Yeah, he tried to he backflipped a little bit too far away, so didn't quite get it on his head.
It was able to make the very next cycle fairly quickly, but that is some pretty decent time going back to Tech's side. Meanwhile, Tech first try grab, goes ahead and gets this sideways lineup.
Gets the
Bowser in his place.
And Tech saving some time by not having to wait again for that second hat phase.
It just needs one more hat phase. This trick is pretty free once you practiced it a bunch, but can still be a little bit difficult at times.
Getting that extra heart just for fun.
Yep. Hey there, gonna be moving on into Lost Kingdom. Lots of opportunities for significant time loss. Beautiful spin and pound there, wow.
Yeah, Hey There's spin pounds are all around good from Cooper Freerun, so...
Yeah, Cooper freerunning has been surprisingly useful for speedrunners.
Yeah, lots of good any percent runners from the freerunning community. Tech also nailing his meme tree.
Very nice movement from both. Hey, they're going to be looking at a pretty clean loss. As long as he gets out of here, pretty nice.
Yep. Triggering Klepto so it doesn't have to worry about it for the rest of the kingdom.
Yeah, misses that pound though. Had a lot of issues with these steps.
Yeah, more chances for Tylo to make up some more time, so... Giving a step to the trapedal and blowing up that moon. Taking damage though. More captures being taken.
Yep. Just losing some time all over the place in loss. Not taking a death, fortunately, but man, cannot be happy with this.
Playing it was safe, not going for the cage triple jump. Instead, just grabbing the stone cage moon.
Yeah, and I believe Tech was saying that he wasn't going to be going for the... oh, he is going for the cage triple. Okay.
But
no.
This is bad, but he did blow up the cage, so it go again. He can just, if he plays it careful moon without trimming the bird, and save a little bit of time instead of just dying while missing the cage. But he cannot touch the branch here. Okay, good, he remembers. And he has to take a death here, otherwise if he goes back onto the top of the bridge, he will trigger Klepto. And, okay, he remembered the backup quite well.
Very nice. Unfortunately, that big Nilch coin counter probably going to result in a seaside first. Oh, wait, he's got the Luigi hand art, so that'll be fine.
Yeah. 200 full coins right there.
Yeah, just free. If only something like that were in the way in Cap Kingdom or Cascade or something.
Yeah. The only place that getting those coins doesn't lose time, I believe, is in Cloud, but that strategy is very difficult, so don't expect to see any runners go for it in a race setting. Because it's quite easy to miss the second hat phase, like we saw Halo do, if you get that.
Yeah, and the one in Metro only loses 2 seconds, so it's not bad.
Now heading into Night Metro, this kingdom has the most significant RNG in Mecha Wiggler, and overall, it's a pretty simple kingdom. However, there's a lot of points. If you make one mistake, you can lose a lot of time. For instance, Hayler's going into City Hall, and there's an elevator cycle right here, if you take a bonk or mess up your movement just slightly at the beginning, you can lose a lot of time by having to wait again for that elevator segment. So you don't have to wait for it to come back, but it's much easier if you're able to do a backflip off of the elevator. Oh, Tech somehow avoiding damage from that Goomba. Wow.
I don't even know how.
Yeah, it's just it's like that bullet. He's got the game on his side right now. It's just like it wants to see him do this three-peat.
So meanwhile, hey there, cool, entering that aforementioned Wiggler fight.
So the first phase is not RNG dependent. Second, if you had a bad pattern where the Wiggler crosses over itself, it can be very easy to get your shots, take shots at the Wiggler in a way that will make it so you leave one or two sections of it open, and if you miss those, it can result in a third cycle, which takes up about, I believe, 25 extra seconds. So pretty big time loss. Now let's see how Hey There is able to handle it.
Okay, missing one segment already. Gets the rest of it pretty clean though, so he's gonna be able to make up this last segment pretty nice. Okay. Having to wait for the Wiggler to stop for that last hit, but that's still fine. It's a 2 cycle and we take it.
Now we'll see Tech's second phase. Ooh, looks like a very good pattern.
Yeah, taking a little bit of damage and thus some time loss, but Wiggler did not stop moving, so saving a little bit of time over Hey There in that regard.
Yeah, the damage, I'm guessing that damage took less time than waiting for the Wiggler to stop, so Tech should be making up some time in this kingdom over here.
Okay, now Hey There. We'll be moving on along to start with Metrodram. Getting a little bit hung up on the staircase. I think Cappy's gonna stay put, but nope.
Not getting it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Getting caught in that just tiny section of that iron girder is super frustrating because you just get stuck there and can't do anything about it except go a little bit backwards. And if you do that, it's very easy to let Cappy just be like, okay, I'm done here. I'm gonna go back to Mario just before he can shake me out over to the pylon. So now we'll see if Tech can make up a little bit more time.
Looks Hey There with the clean bench friends launch.
Hey There having a good scoot clip. Let's see if Tech can do the same. Ooh, I'd almost say that was better. Both really good scoot clips.
Yeah, the drive-by strat is just super impressive, and for a lot of players, once they get that consistency down, it's easier for them than the standard methods. So
I 100% agree with that. Controlling the RC guy can be very finicky, and I think it's easier just to do the scoot clip with a little bit of setup.
Yeah, because you actually have to like kind of understand, like have played RC cars before in order for that RC car to make sense. And even then, it's still so easy when you're trying to go backwards with it to just get confused on which way you're supposed to turn in order to get the desired turn. So it is kind of easy to set up if you just hold up on left stick, left on right stick. The camera will go crazy right before the game actually starts, but you'll instantly go to a point where you can just back up and with a little bit of turn and get right into the movement. But scoot clip, always so much faster. Which way you're supposed to turn.
Doing scoot clip on the opposite side. Can't say I've seen that before. But now we see Hey There warping up from inside of the city hall. Well, I guess technically that's the sub area, but either way, getting this trash moon and taking this kind of scary blind dive right down to the helicopter swinging the breeze moon. That dive can be super scary, and if you miss it, you'll dive right down to that bottom section and have to go down and take a pylon back up to the top.
Okay, wait. Did Tilo get empty City Hall in his earlier 2 races? Because chat's saying that Tilo's apparently got an empty City Hall in all 3 races.
He's just really good at fast spin pounds in that room.
It's so weird.
Oh, taking a bonk there. That can mess up your setup. A little bit of improv here. Oh, still almost
failing to get the pound.
Yeah. He still almost got the rainbow spin set up, even with that mistake. But very good backup. That can be very hard to refresh yourself after missing that.
Oh yeah, it's really easy to, like, whenever you end up messing up, just completely lose track of how the rest of the movement is supposed to go. 'Cause you're not really thinking of like each individual backflip and dive. It's just like a sequence of muscle memory. And Tech in the people's room, about to go for this very clean awning movement.
Well done from Tech.
And just gonna warp right back to the Odyssey to get on out of there. Hey, they're cool with Seaside first, but of course.
So now Tech hitting Globe, and Hayther his fade out was 3102, so we'll be able to estimate how far behind Tech is again. He looks like he'll be fading out at 3139. So about 37 seconds behind. Oh, but hey, they're taking an unfortunate bonk at the top of that cliff. It's that's one of the more costly bonks in this run because you have to reset up your backflip and wall jump all over again. So pretty unfortunate there.
Yeah, but of course, more Hey There Cool time loss means more TiloTech time gain. And so let's see what he's able to do with this potential time save whenever he gets into Seaside.
Yeah, so Tech taking the normal snow first route. And we'll see how he leaves Captain Toad in a minute.
Oh, just clearing out the door.
He didn't even try.
Yeah, I think he actually tried clearing more of it out with that cap throw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did that in his last race too. I can't say about his very first one, but still not getting any good runner karma points in there.
Yeah, just leaving Toad absolutely exposed to the cold. It's an unfortunate day for Toads.
Yeah, a little bit of a fish mishap from Hayther though.
Yeah, let's hope nothing else like that happens, especially coming up here on the last little bit of this kingdom.
Now in his previous race, Tech actually got Snowclip. So we'll see. He'll probably go for it again, but we'll see if he gets it. This is one of the tricks where if you get it, it's super cool, and even if you don't know exactly how the outcomes move, I at least think it's fun to just go for it and see what happens. But unfortunately, Tech rolling into the wrong room and taking a bonk, so we'll have to go all the way out. That's a significant amount of time now.
Getting the clip 2 times in a day, but then unfortunately that out of bounds movement just not working out in his favor. Oh, missing Cappy on that dive. He's gonna manage to barely recover.
Meanwhile,
wow, that was such a sketchy room.
Meanwhile, Hayther getting his fish clip quite nicely and not clipping back in bounds. Playing it safe though, leaving his fish there. Just making sure he doesn't go back in bounds.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen that strategy before, but hey, if it works for you, it works for you.
He probably felt a little bit sketchy about where his fish was located, so decided to just play it safe and instead get the uncapture the fish and then just stay out of bounds for sure.
Yeah. Now then, Tilo going into the Goomba room.
A little
Hey, they're
more,
going to be making his own way to snow.
yeah, a little more RNG in this room. It's possible that the Goombas will decide they just don't want to live anymore, and almost you saw it right there. The Goomba just walked right over to the edge and ended. So that would have been very bad because if one Goomba dies, then you'll have to reset the room in order to get the 4 back, and you need all 4 Goombas captured and to stand on that platform. So thankfully he was able to save it.
Yeah, I really wish they just threw 5 Goombas in instead of just 4. That way, if you did accidentally kill one, because I've had a run before where the icicle that you make fall, it actually fell on one of them because I didn't capture it quickly enough.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Oh, and hey, they're doing the same thing to Toad though, also just destroying all of his shelter.
And you can see the hat right there. Cappe having to close his eyes, not able to really take in the carnage that he just caused. Unlike Mario, Cappy feels remorse.
But Snowdram time for Tech. He made it his last 2 races, so see if he can do it a 3rd time.
Here's hoping.
A little bit of a
Very
weird
clean.
vector, but gets it.
Yeah, with vectoring, the Snowdram becomes way easier. I can't imagine anyone still trying to do it without vectors and just having any fun with it at all.
Okay, they're also going for Snow Clip, but misses it. However, he will save time over Tech here because he will not have to go down into that other room and bonk. Now Tech entering Seaside Kingdom.
Oop, hey, they're actually missing the wind boost here. Granted, Tech's movement up here wasn't the greatest either.
Now, that was an interesting backup strategy. That spin pound was super fast, but he didn't even throw his cap before he died. So didn't actually have an angle established, but got lucky. Well, not lucky. He waited long enough to re-angle himself, but got a very nice dive in positioning his spin pound quite nicely to grab the moon.
Yep. And so, got Tech very, very handily grabbing that moon atop a high cliff.
Well, not bonk, so saving a little bit of time. Saint cutscene. Saint fade out. Fade in. Or fade out. Sorry.
I think that one would be considered a fade out since
Yeah.
it's fading into black to get you out of the previous screen.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were both that or if Tech was fading into the next one though, so
Yeah.
unsure, but it doesn't really matter. Now we'll see
Tech
if
with some pretty nice fish movement so far.
yeah. And getting this chest first try, that was one of Hey There's More mistakes. He had to spin twice before grabbing that moon.
In this particular case, Hey There went for Seaside first because he didn't have enough coins at the time to go into snow. He didn't actually get the Luigi Hin art.
Yeah. Technically, I believe that is faster, but most runners just prefer to not have to deal with moving down on their analog stick. So just play it safe and grab the Hin art in Metro. Only take the 2-second time loss.
Yeah. If you miss menu that, oh boy, that's just bad.
Yeah, you have to go to Rango Room instead of Shop. Another good Snowdram as Tech sets up his fish clip.
Yeah, this race may be a little bit closer than we had thought, at least going out of Metro.
Yeah, I believe it seems like Tech might have made up a little bit of time. Decreasing the lead to maybe 30 seconds, I think. A little bit under 30 seconds.
Yeah, something like that sounds about right.
39.25, I believe, was fade out, so 25 seconds difference, about 26. Yeah, 39.51 for 10. But now entering Launching Kingdom. Starting off with Salt Triple. Can be, oh, yes, see, Valley
Hey
Dive.
there with the burn.
Playing it safe, not going for it again, just taking the ledge that's a little bit higher up so you can just do a ground pounder or back to make the jump. But also having to deal with this damage refill. Still a very close race.
Yeah, let's see. Tilo seems able to get it first try.
Oh no!
Barely bonking.
Yeah, he dived a little bit to the right, it looked like, so wasn't able to just make it up quite there. However, it looks like he should be saving a little bit of time because he won't do the ledge back up. An unfortunate mishap for both runners.
And Tech making his way over to the spirit fight. Is Hey There Cool making quick work of this poison rabbit. And here's my question. Why does his poison only do 1 damage, but a lake of poison does 3? Like, what?
Might have something to do with the volume of poison or something, but I don't know.
Could be, could be.
It would make the fight a little bit harder. 41.15 fade out from the story moon for Hey There. Generally don't see a split there, but we can just see what's happened with the timer pretty quickly. Except I already forgot the number.
Yeah, it's kind of a, like, I don't know how exactly to describe it, but it's interesting seeing Hey There Cool do something and just a few seconds later, Tech doing the same exact thing.
For instance, now Tech entering this Magma Swamp sub-area. It's the only sub-area in any and Dark Side and Darker Side that we grab one moon out of. So the other moon is shard, so it's very slow, but that one's just conveniently placed just right around the back of, so it takes very short amount of time to just grab quickly and then hop right out of there.
And it's pretty wild, like, considering how many rooms you end up seeing that we do end up collecting both moons in. And, like, even rooms that get added into the run, like bullet building, for instance, still do both moons, but that one is just so worth it, and the other one is just so unworth it.
Yeah, it's super interesting to me that even in Darker Side, where you want to get 500 moons, that charge moon is still not fast enough to make the cut, despite already being in the room to get that up.
Yeah.
But Hey There missing the Potabo cycle because he took a little bit of damage and having to get the checkpoint to refill his health. And Tech deciding not to do any camera manipulation strats and just try to hit the Potabo and capture it as he grabs a moon.
And I think he'll be able to get it pretty fine. Hey There, meanwhile, having some issues with this ending movement. Not going for the flick over there, but for a long jump off of the original moon area.
Yeah, his analog stick, the tilt I'm assuming he did not register with his controller, so he just went straight upwards and had to do a little bit of different movement. Tag messing up a little bit as well, but getting that part of it. Oh, but Hey There taking more damage on the lava.
Okay, so Tech moving on up with the Potabo. Meanwhile, Hey There already up in the Hammer Bro section. And more like Skillet Bros. Going with the just spamming throws, taking a little bit of time to hit the switch. Let's see what Tech decides to come up with. Let's see if he adopts those dance throws. Nope, just spamming the heck out of it. Nope, actually doing some control at the end.
Pretty good. So now
And
maybe Now maybe I can remember the moon fade out here. 44:29. So it looks like Tech made up a significant amount of time as he looks to only be 11 seconds behind. Yes,
Yup.
44:40.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
He needs to
very
keep up
close
movement
race.
on this tier.
Yeah. Hey, they're setting up a vault before he grabs this moon. That way he can do a triple jump and get behind the rocks right here. And pretty scary movement, but nails it. If you fall into the lava, it's a ways away that you can slide on the wall to recover yourself. So, oh, but doing forkless as well. Pretty new strat Mitch discovered. So, Tech taking the fork.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta see at least one person take the fork. You're about to dig into this huge hearty steak. Gotta take the fork with you. That strat for skipping the fork is so cool because I always like wondered if skipping that fork were possible, but movement is pretty tight.
Taylor glowing at 45:53. And still 11 seconds between the two runners. This is a very close race. Just these
Yeah.
touchscreen skips going into Ruin, and any mistakes even in Ruin could change the tide in this race.
Yeah, but of
Well,
course, it is Ruin coming up. Not a whole lot to talk about.
only part you can lose a lot of time on, other than dying to the dragon, is the initial movement that we'll see Hey there doing just a cutscene skip. So here, it's funny, but you can actually just randomly bonk on the air at some points in on that stairs. So thankfully he avoids that and nails the most the most acceptable, the most adjustably time-consuming part in this video. The rest is mostly just a cycle by this dragon, which you get 4 hearts to deal with. Tech also nailing the movement up to the fight. So. No significant change. So if you remember, both runners left Captain Toad to die in the freezing cold, and look what happened to him at the corner of Hey There's screen.
Yeah, I guess that like whenever he died, his spirit came back as a pixel form.
Must be. But yeah, he gives you some coins. Always generous, despite you being so incredibly mean to him.
Yeah, and, I mean, even though there's no reason to get these coins since we're not buying anything else for the rest of the run, it's still nice just to have something to waste your time trying to get while you're waiting for the skull to open back up.
Meanwhile, Hey there showing off his up throw roll cancel. Just to pass some time while fighting this dragon. And it's dead. Honestly, I feel like the dragon does much more damage to itself than Mario does by slamming its head on the ground.
Yeah, like I get the intention of it getting mad and all, but it just like that right there. Look how much rocket broke. That takes a very solid thick head. I'm still sure it hurt.
So now we'll see if any lead has changed. I would expect not. So 11 seconds will probably be the margin going into battle, which is very subject to change in this kingdom. However, we'll double check.
Okay, meanwhile here, moving on into Bowser's.
Cutscenes get fade out at 49:30. Wow. Tech lost about 3 seconds in that kingdom. Surprising. So 14 seconds of difference between the runners. Still almost nothing coming into Bowser's Kingdom. Because the movement can be very, very easy to mess and result in pretty big time losses. So first off, we'll see if Hey There decides to do the Pokio Dram, and he will, capturing the Pokio and will home in on him after grabbing this moon. Looks good. Will Tech do the same? He will not. So instead, getting a moon later in the kingdom could theoretically save a tiny amount of time, but not much at all to be significant. However, Tech also messing up that movement to get to this pylon, so gonna lose even more time there. Both killing the Ogre with ease, though. So now Hey There making his way into shards. It's very easy to mess up shards, especially the second one. He just grabbed the first, now he will try to dive back after honing in on the second one. Takes a bonk and will not get hit by the spinies though, so that's good at least. Now making his way up to this third shard behind here. And Tech gets the dive back without bonking. Now Hey There capturing the bird to shoot this bomb right at the next block to open up the next shard. But looks like Tech made up some time here. Pretty clean shards overall. Hey There made that one small mistake with dive back, but that's the only real mistake we saw from both runners. Now we'll see them going up onto this small roof and grabbing this moon here. Hey There going for Bowser Dram. Grabs the moon and will home in on the pylon here. Looks good and not doing the insta-dive, but still heading over to the two Brutals and we'll see Topper or Harriet. Earlier in chat he said he is a member of the Qualifier gang, however he does not be associated with the Topper firsters, so we'll always go Harriet in it. And Tech following suit, going for Harriet as well. Both confident in their abilities to not take damage fighting Topper, and also confident enough to go for first-person Harriet in a race. Hey There. Tech not getting first person, but not losing too much time from that. And Hey There looks like does not do the first person strategies for this last hit. Now Topper. Looking good so far for both runners. Taking no damage, so will not need the health So it was okay for him to go Harriet first. However, if he had taken safer to do Topper first, since you can grab the checkpoint in the middle, but no matter. Both runners confident in their abilities for Topper and not taking damage, showing us their consistency with that fight. Hey There, story moon fade out is 54:01. And Tech making up 7 seconds in this bunny section. Only 7 seconds apart. He can make this comeback coming up with mech. However, he also has to get the crates moon behind the wall here. Whereas Hey There can just move on to the Pokio section. So really he did not make up that much time. I forgot. But still a very, very close race as Hayther making his way up to Mech with this poke heel. And Tech making the blind jump. Hayther will capture the pylon at 54-56, and we will be able to see how much Mech affects both of these runners' standings right now. Start of the climb looking good for Hayther. Meanwhile, 55.09. However, Hayther missing up a little bit on that getting on those bolts at the side and bonking on that second going on that platform going over to Topper, but gets the fast strategy for Topper and Tech following suit, making up time there though. Hayther saving another clip. Now, Hayther going for target acquires. Spin pounds on top of Harriet. And nails target acquired. However, Tech not doing target acquired, instead playing it safe, going for Spew at third. And quick spin pound on top of Harriet. And it's going to be a very, very close race going. The main points where each runner can lose time in this upcoming kingdom will be Moon Skip, 2D Skip, and Pillars. However, any mess up along the way will just give the other runner more time to catch up. So, let's see. Saving a little bit of time even right there, missing the spin pound heading over to the multi-moon. Every little bit of time save Tech can get will get him closer to the win. Cappy blabbing Mario before he's allowed to go after Peach. Holding up the line here. And globing at 56-54. As they dump the moon into the Odyssey, 124. Tech is about 10 seconds behind. This is a very close race. Anything could happen in this Moon Kingdom. If Hayther takes the death, the lead will shift, or if he even just messes up his flower movement a little bit, he might lose like 5 seconds. So this is going to be a very close moon. If Hayther can hold it together, he should secure the victory. But Tech could pull ahead with any small mistake. So Hayther going to be starting off his moon with a couple rolls, and then heading up to some vectoring. Since you jump higher on the moon, it's always worth to try to angle your jumps diagonally. As Electric said at the beginning, you gain a little bit more speed traveling sideways. Pretty nice triple jump from Hayther. Tech following suit. And grabbing both flowers. Making his way over to Moon Skip. But Tech taking a little bit of damage. Don't generally see that many mistakes with Moon Skip. However, in a highly stressful situation like this, you never know what can happen. Hayther looks good, but has to do these last few dives. Lands on the platform. Looks good. Now Tech doing his own Moon Skip. Also getting the dives. Plays it a little bit less safe because he has to make up a little bit of time, as much time as he can going into Bowser. But now Hayther also playing it safe, just throwing his, not any unnecessary spin throws to shenanigans, and going over to Bowser. Now Tyler doing that spin throw strategy to save a little bit more time, just make up as much ground as he can. and continues to smack Bowser. Hey There dodges a fire and sets up for his second hat phase. We saw him have a little bit of issues earlier with some clouds, but redeems himself and gets it here. Oh, but Tylo has taken 2 damage, so he cannot. Oh, he can do the fast tracks, but if he takes damage, this is going to be very scary. Thankfully, he gets it, and now again smacking Bowser. Dodges his tail. Now he'll grab that heart, and he cannot take damage to this next fire phase. And otherwise, he cannot do this fast hat strategy for this. You see, hey there. Running into the hat, backflipping, taking a little bit of damage to make it easier to line that up. And now hey there will be, and now Tylo will be able to do the same, but it will be very scary since he's only at 1 HP. Gets the grab. Hey there, pressing the plus button to skip the cutscene a little bit too early. But tech looks good. Fade out for hey there is 0038. Double 052 for tech. 14 seconds. Now doing this Bowser movement, triple jumping off that block and going over to this and smacking this brick, making it drop, revealing the 2D section, and here we can see, will hey there risk it all and go for XD skip? Will he go for fast XD skip even? After he does 2D skip, I assume. First we have to see that, my bad. Nails 2D skip, now will he do it? He will not. Run is invalid. But now Tech has to have some clean 2D movement of his own. Will not save any time by doing XD skip, but will he still do it for the fans? Not. Unfortunate. Both runners runs invalid. But anyway, we'll see what happens to hey there going into pillar. Depending on how bad it is, this all could disappear. So let's see how his Bowser shots go on this first pillar. A little bit off, but persistent, and runs after it and gets the early pillar, but not very well. Tech can save some time by getting this early with just the fireballs. He gets it, saves a little bit of time, but will it be enough? It does not look like it. And the rock's getting in the way of his fireballs, so this is hey there's race, but very close nonetheless. Great race from both competitors. GG's to hey there. Congrats to Tylo for doing the 3 in a row. Very, very. Another super close race, especially after that last one that had to be super strong tech, but holding it together. Only losing by 10 seconds. 10 seconds exactly. Ooh, man. But yeah, very, very good runs for both of them. Another great race. Jeez, how was that?
Okay, I was super anxious after luncheon. That's all I have to say.
I mean, your run was pretty good for the most part.
That was another good race, I guess.
Yeah, very good race. Very good race. You made up a lot of time after taking that death, and how'd you feel after? Another great race.
Well, I was kind of after that death in Wooden. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really care that much. I just continued playing and didn't really feel nervous at all. But then I kept like gaining more and more time over during the run. But then I died again. So like, if I didn't die and lost, I would have won. But, yeah, Hater beat me by 10 seconds, which was kind of crazy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a great race. You made up a lot of time.
That was closer than the race I had against Nick. So
Yeah, you had 2 really good races in a row.
Pretty insane. Oh man.
So,
GG,
yeah.
I guess. Huh.
What were your overall opinions on that run? Just how did you feel about it going out of lost in those 2 deaths?
Wow. It was bad, but like I don't know. I
And hey there, how did you feel, especially when you saw he was regaining some of that time in luncheon?
I wasn't like looking at the stream, and I only occasionally looked like at the stream list on my phone to see roughly where we were. And when I saw them, we were pretty close, so I got really scared. Like I didn't know if I was gonna win or not at that point.
Well, you kept it together, only making those 2 small mistakes in Bowser's with the bonk get dive back and then the slight mech beginning mishaps. So it's pretty
Yeah, that
good
was
for both
weird.
of
I
you.
don't know how I ledge grabbed.
Yeah. Great races. We're going to be heading into the intermission. Thank you all for watching. Up next, we have another SMO race, Ganon Slayer versus MeWe. So, see you guys then.
GG.